Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, it's that time again. It is time to cook. And this time, I swear, I didn't burn anything. Today, we are going to make a carnivore version of creamy keto crack soup. Yes, this recipe used to have god-awful things like spinach in it, but we took those out and made it carnivore friendly and actually made it better, honestly. So let's get into this right here on Carnivore Science Channel. You know, fall's coming up and the weather's changing ever so slightly. It's not 110 degrees now. It's actually in the low 80s, which is amazing for here lately. And I was thinking to myself, you know, it would be nice to be able to eat like a bowl of soup or something. That sounds like a really good idea. So I was actually remembering back when I used to make this recipe that was a keto recipe when I was clean keto. It had some vegetables in it though, so I had to make alterations to the recipe, but it was called creamy keto crack soup. So, you know, everything, if it's a good recipe, you know, they got to put the word crack in it. But it fit this recipe. It was really good. And I can't remember whether it was spinach or something god-awful that was in it from before. But obviously, we don't have that. However, it is a simple recipe. It's very quick to make and only uses 5 main ingredients. Now, my ingredients are 1.5 to 2 pounds of ground beef. I used a little bit of onion powder, butter, bacon bits crumbled, cream cheese, and heavy whipping cream, and sharp cheddar cheese. You can use any kind of cheese you would like. I find that sharp cheddar works good for this recipe. And yes, they're all Members Mark and great value brands because I live in a house full of NPCs who are on the standard American diet, and this is the kind of crap they buy. And I had to use whatever was available because I don't cook that much. I'm kind of lazy. I'm used to 1 hunk of meat, 1 pan, 1 knife, 1 fork, and 1 plate. Easy cleanup, easy peasy, fast. I don't normally do recipes, but I was really in the mood for something different, so I used what was on hand. Now, you don't have to use the onion powder if you don't want to and you don't like spices. A lot of people don't. They stay away from them. I typically don't really use that many spices. I find that this soup, if you put a little bit of the onion powder in there, it just gives it a good flavor. So, and it doesn't bother me. So, you know, I use that and salt. So those are the ingredients. There's really not much to this recipe. Now, the meat I started out with was frozen, and I have a little trick that I do when I'm actually cooking frozen meat. I use a fork, and I don't know if this is a thing everybody does or I just came up with this, but I use a fork, and I basically I turn it, flip it over from one side to the next, and I scrape the cooked meat off so that I don't end up with one big glob of meat that I have to chop up in the end. It works pretty good, and it helps cook it quickly. That's just a little tip if you have a lot of frozen meat, because obviously a lot of us carnivores like to buy in bulk. And when you do buy in bulk, you section everything off, vacuum pack it, freeze it. But you have frozen meat to contend with, which is kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. But if you're making stuff with ground beef that's going to be crumbled like this, it's a good way to cook it. Works out fine, tastes fine, doesn't taste any different. And that's just something that I do on the regular with ground beef, because I just do not have the planning skills for making meals. I really don't like planning a day ahead, putting your meat out, letting it thaw, and all that kind of jazz. I am just not any good at that. So I'm always having to defrost meat or do tricks like this. So it worked pretty good. I let everything brown really well after it cooked down. And there's a decent amount of grease in here, but it kind of cooks out. There's still some grease. You can actually drain it if you would like to. I wanted to leave what was left in there though, because it gives it a really good flavor. You got to look at how much grease is in there though, because you really don't want, you don't want grease soup, obviously, because that wouldn't be very good. Then once the meat is browned thoroughly, you add about a block. It's 8 ounces of cream cheese, just chopped in half. I just did it in 2 little blobs. You can cut it up into smaller pieces and probably make more sense. But I just melt it into the meat and stir it up really good. Let that, evenly coat everything, melt it. After the cream cheese is melted and everything's mixed up good, I add the butter, and I added about a third of a stick of butter, something like that. Gives it a really good flavor. And I just chop that up and mix it around. Let that melt completely. Then I add the bacon bits, and I probably added about maybe a half a cup, 3/4 of a cup, something like that. I don't really measure. So add that in there, mix all of that up. Just kind of mix them in really good. That's all you need to do. Then I add about 3/4 of a cup, half a cup to a 3/4 of a cup. And you just do this to taste. You don't even really need to measure it out. I wouldn't say, it depends on how cheesy you like things to be. But I put probably about 3/4 of a cup in the end in this. You mix everything up really well, let it melt. And once that's melted, I added about a cup of heavy cream. And then I added about the same amount of water to it. A little bit less than a cup probably, because you can make this as creamy, or you can make it you can add more liquid and make it thinner. You can make it thicker, you can make it thinner, you can do it however you like to make this. It depends on what your preference is. Some people like a thinner soup, some people like it to be more to be thicker, like a stew. Mixed it all up. And added more cheese, of course, because you can never have enough cheese. So, and this really, to me, it needed to have a little more cheese, because like if you're thinking about some of the soups and I think looks like here I added a little more heavy cream too, because it was a little bit too thin. But it's just a taste. I just added a little more of each of those just to get it the right consistency for me. But it's preference. It's completely preference. You can't really mess it up, to be honest. It's just going to be how much you want to add at any, of each thing. Mix this up and let it simmer. Add more salt. Again, this is to taste, because you want to have it as salty as you like it. Everybody's different from what they want. Like, I like everything to be salty, like way salty. I like things to be terribly salty. And then some people, that would taste terrible to them if they are not used to eating salt in their food very much. And that's what it looks like kind of in the end. One of the things that you can do with this is you can add cheese to the top of it and let it melt. That's pretty good. That actually tastes pretty good. It's kind of like, if you used to get, I don't know if you ever had French onion soup and it has the mozzarella that's melted on top of it. It's kind of like that. But the cheese on top is good. You can also take pork rinds and, crunch them up and use them like crackers on top. That's also very good. I don't have any pork rinds, so I wasn't able to do that, but I would have if I would have had some in the house. Adding the cheese or the pork rinds to this makes this really good. And as you can see, it's really thick and really rich. Now, be careful eating this, because I'll tell you, if you go do a smackdown on this stuff, you can overeat pretty quickly, and you might have some digestive upset because it's very rich. It is a very, very rich meal. So, eat it in small amounts, at first, because it's it's heavy. It's really, really heavy, but very good. If you're looking for some kind of comfort food and something that's very different from, say, if you're like me, you eat ribeyes or burgers all the time. It's just something very different that is extremely satisfying. So it's great to store, and if you want to have something to take for work or whatever, that kind of thing. So it's something you put in the fridge and eat over a period of days or whatever. But it goes a long way, because like I said, that bowl with that much in it, believe me, that's my limit on that in one sitting, because it is so rich, super, super rich. And then especially if you add the cheese to it or the pork rinds, oh my God. But wonderfully delicious, wonderfully sinful tasting. It is so good. Let me know what you think when you tried it, or what variations you do, or if you try a different kind of cheese. You can play around with a lot of things. You can try different cheeses. You can use something that's not the crap Walmart brand of stuff. It probably would taste a lot better. You get heavy whipping cream without the emulsifiers in it. It's not the best stuff in the world, but again, if you're eating carnivore, you're ahead of the game. Like Dr. Berry always says about, if you can only afford bologna and hot dogs, then you're still better off than you would be if you were an NPC eating standard American. So again, this is just stuff that was in my fridge, and it is basically the keto crack recipe without the spinach, I believe it was. I believe it was spinach or something. It was some keto approved vegetable that was in there. So just take that out and make it carnivore style. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any suggestions or comments, please leave them below. And if you would like to give me a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. And if you want to, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.